So being fit is about being able to respond to your full potential. And that potential can be different for different people. So it's like the idea that being a world champion bodybuilder means that you are fit, and it's a kind of fitness to aspire to, is a bit absurd.
With regard to the warped view of fitness that's kind of spreading online, I kind of stayed away from the subject because I just assumed that people would just have the, I guess common sense isn't fair, but just that they would just be adept enough to see what they're looking at and pick and choose and just make smart decisions as to what they were consuming, as far as what they were letting into their mind, and what advice and programs and whatnot that they were going to follow, given the type of results they were looking for. But I've just started to see more and more that social media has really, really distorted our sense of what being fit and being healthy truly is, or mainly what it looks like. Now, between like TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and the distortion as far as people using filters and distorting their photos and just all the different ways that things are being manipulated, beyond just using software, but gear, the things that people are injecting into their body to get certain physiques and whatnot. And then they're putting themselves out on a platform, presenting themselves a specific way. But it couldn't be farther from the truth. Now, I don't condemn those people for what they take to get the results they want. That's their choice. They're free to make it. But when you start to lie to the people to convince them that you're doing this a certain way and that you're not cheating, but you really are, then there's a problem. You're creating unrealistic expectations and thereby distorting what your level of fitness truly is. This whole thing came about because of a couple of reasons. The audio track at the beginning of this video, I came across that and it just struck a chord with me, man. It made sense. Then, there's a lot of channels that I like to watch. One of them specifically is a Shredded Sports Science, so shout outs to that channel. Some other channels where it's not so much that it's criticism on these people, it's just calling people out for the way that they're presenting things. Now I'm going to say it again. If you want to be on gear to get that type of physique, if that is your goal, then do it. That is you are free to do that. But don't do it and say you don't. Now that aside, that's a whole different subject that I didn't even want to get into. But the other side of this is also from a bodybuilding and a mass perspective. It's this view that, being super jacked or being massive somehow translates to you being fit. And that's what I really want to dive into. Now, don't get me wrong. It's hard to get those physiques. It takes a lot of hard work. But in a very classical sense of fit, like fitness or being healthy, it can be misleading. The physique could look healthy, it could look fit, but it just may not. Remember, the term is bodybuilding. These guys work hard, they have a program, and they build their body a specific way. And again, they work very hard to get it. And they deserve their kudos for that. But to refer to that as fitness, that if you don't look that way, if you are not this big or you are not this jacked, you are not fit. That is what's dangerous, and that can be very unhealthy, not just for your body, but for your mind. And honestly, for your emotions, man. Their standards are just unrealistic. And then you consider yourself to be unfit. Listen, I bring it up because I've fallen into that trap, and that was even before social media was a thing. This was back when I was reading magazines, and you look at magazine pictures and you were reading their workouts, and that was putting me in that mindset. And now you're oversaturated with excessive dopamine hits, and you're seeing all these people and you want to be like that. And not only the younger people, not only do they want to look like that, they want to live like that. They see this lifestyle that they think they want to chase, and they think it all comes with that physique. When honestly, if you're looking for fitness, that is not the gold standard. That is not what you should be looking at if you're looking to be inspired to get fit. So what pushed me to finally say something or do a video on it? I really didn't care. I mean, I cared, but I didn't care enough to make a video about it. I felt like there was enough videos, not just videos, but entire channels dedicated to that message, to what I'm saying. But I was doing a product review or something, and then a comment in there kind of got to me a little bit. Comments don't get to me, guys. You know, throw your comments in there. I got pretty thick skin. I'm a big boy. I'm older. I'm mature. I can deal with that stuff. But the comment blew me away. The person was talking about the size of shirt that I wear, and made a comment about that I was skinny, and that I didn't look big enough. And so basically this person was stating that I claim to have a fitness channel. Okay, I claim to have a fitness channel, but I'm so small. How could I claim to have a fitness channel when I'm so small? So let's just touch on a few things real quick. By any standard of the average human being, or even the above average human being, I by no means am a small person. I am 6'4" and 235 pounds year round. If I lean out and get super fit, or just want to lean out just for physique reasons or whatever, I get down to maybe 225, but I'm not small by any measure. For someone to look at someone my size and say that that in order for me to claim to be like in the realm of fitness, that I need to be much bigger, that's concerning, guys. What were they looking at to tell them that the only way that I can claim to have any knowledge regarding fitness would be that I had to be big? I mean, how much bigger would I have to be? And how does that even make me some kind of fitness person? How does that make me someone who can speak on fitness? Listen, guys, at my size right now, with everything I do, with Muay Thai, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, CrossFit, functional training, all the things I do now, my size is already a problem, hoisting this large frame around. And I make it happen, but I have to work really hard, and I train the way I do so that I can do those athletic things that I want to do at my current size. And those things are what I consider to keep me super fit. Again, being an athlete or a martial athlete where I can do very athletic things at my size. Because at heavyweight, you know, you're kind of cast aside. There's just things that you're just too big to do is what you're told. I like to challenge that. But to do that, I have to be super athletic. And in that sense, I have to be fit. But for someone to tell me that in order to be fit, I have to be bigger, that's insane. I can't even imagine trying to move and do the things I do right now if I was any bigger. So that lends itself to the point I'm trying to make regarding the distortion of actual fitness versus what people think fitness should look like, what the visuals of fitness are supposed to look like as far as, again, bodybuilding physiques or just massive, huge physiques. Look, man, vanity muscles and vanity workouts are fine. I still throw some accessory vanity lifts or isolated lifts in there. If you're going to work out, I don't see a problem with having some show muscles. But I need muscles that are built for show and for go. What I started to learn when I switched over to MMA 12 years ago and jiu-jitsu and all that stuff is I was in my 20s and I was doing the bodybuilder bro split type workouts, and I built a certain type of physique, and I thought, okay, I'm fit. This was 12 years ago, again, before the current saturation of the social media vision of fitness. And I went into these schools, and these guys that were like 140 pounds were destroying me, and I couldn't keep up. And they were just ragdolling me around and beating me up, and I couldn't understand. I thought I was fit. I wasn't fit. I was in shape, literally. I had shape. I had muscles. I had a physique, but I wasn't in their kind of shape. I wasn't an athlete. I definitely wasn't a martial artist, and I damn sure wasn't a fighter at that level. So I started to pay attention to how the fighters trained, started training with them, started getting into camps. Then I learned how to train functionally. And I saw that none of those guys did bodybuilder type workouts. And I've said in my videos before, I consider fighters to be some of the fittest athletes in the world. Listen, guys, lifting to be strong is fine. That is still training like an athlete. Athletes aren't just cardio fit, but you should absolutely have some cardio fitness for cardio health and overall well-being, and to be a truly fit individual. Now, it could be argued that what I'm saying is fit is a narrow view in itself. Now, the straight bodybuilder community, they build amazing physiques, but they do it in a very specific way Again, because it's building your body. You're building a physique. And guys, I have nothing but respect for that community and the art of bodybuilding itself, because guys, it is grueling, and it takes so much intelligence and discipline and knowledge and just consistency. So this by no means is an attack on bodybuilding at all. Again, I'm just trying to delineate between certain physiques and if that translates to actual fitness. I've had guys come into my gym and they're super jacked and some are super big, and people just assume, because I used to assume this, whenever I saw a new guy coming in and he was all muscled up, I was like, oh man, this guy's gonna be hard to deal with. And the more and more I trained, I was like, I looked forward to those guys because they were rigid in the wrong places. They didn't have mobility. They didn't have certain kind of athleticism. They were easy to move around. They couldn't move the way that we moved. Their athleticism was different. Now, to take bodybuilding out of it, that goes for anyone who comes in and does martial arts, such as boxing, Muay Thai, or Jiu-Jitsu. They're all gonna struggle. But I've had those guys, and I've had the cocky ones come in, the real arrogant ones who are like, they view their man, like they're ready to do a photo shoot that day. And they feel it, and you can see the confidence, and you can see they're fit, and I'm excited for them. Okay, you're gonna try something new. This will help make you fit on top of your physique. And I put these guys through a class, or I put them on a bag, and they can't get through one round of hitting a bag. Rarely have I seen any of them make it through one full class. It's just a different level of fitness. Anyway, for me, my philosophy is always train like an athlete, not a bodybuilder. And again, my definition of athlete is a fit person, all around fit, functionally strong, and cardio strong. And at the most basic level, ready for a fight. Martial athlete, fit for the martial arts, fit for life. Doesn't matter what you have to go out and do. You've got the functional strength and conditioning and fitness to be able to do it. Your heart's strong through the cardio, and your body is strong through the strength and conditioning, the functional strength and conditioning. That's how I prefer to train. That's what I consider fit. And at the end of it all, guys, what I'm trying to say is you need to get fit for a purpose. Find out what that purpose is. The aesthetics will come with it. If you're training towards something specific, you're training for, again, to enhance your martial arts like me, or you're training for triathlons or whatever, and you use some strength training for that, which you should, then you're training for a purpose. To me, that creates fitness for you because you're getting fit towards some kind of purpose. Now, training for mass and bodybuilding, that does have its purpose. That is your purpose. You're looking to get a specific physique. But as far as overall health, cardio health, I just don't see that being the pinnacle of fitness. And so you need to be careful what you consume. Don't warp your mind and set unrealistic expectations based on a visual of someone who's not in the same race as you are. And I hope that makes sense. Just know what your goals are. Work towards those goals and do it intelligently, and know what path to take and what advice and so forth to invite into your mind. All right, guys, stick around. Check out some of the other content. We've got a lot of stuff on this channel, and I'm sure you'll find something else you enjoy. If you do, please be sure to like and subscribe. We appreciate the support, and I'll see you in the next video.